Welcome, spicy ladies. She remembered who she was, and the game changed. Ladelia, a Sigma female, is already a force to be reckoned with. She's independent, sharp, and unapologetically herself. But when she goes full savage mode, that's when things get interesting. For anyone who underestimated her, this isn't about throwing tantrums or seeking revenge. No, she's too smart for that. Savage mode means she cuts through the nonsense with ruthless precision, dead weight. Fake friends, toxic relationships, and time-wasting distractions are all gone. She doesn't argue, she executes. She doesn't seek approval, she moves in silence. And by the time people realize what happened, she's already 3 steps ahead, completely out of reach. This version of her doesn't explain herself. She doesn't soften her ambition to make others comfortable. She stops waiting, stops doubting, and starts doing. And the most terrifying part? She never looks back. Some will say she's changed. Good. That means she's no longer tolerating what used to drain her. That means she's choosing herself without hesitation. So, if you've ever wondered what happens when a Sigma female fully steps into her power, keep watching, because when she does, there's no stopping her. Number 1, she becomes an apex strategist. Not just a lone wolf. A Sigma female is already known for her independence. She doesn't follow the crowd, doesn't crave validation, and definitely doesn't play by society's weak rules. But when she goes full savage, she doesn't just move alone, she moves strategically. This is when she stops making random decisions and starts playing life like a game of chess. Every move is calculated, every action is intentional, and every outcome is exactly what she planned. See, people assume that being a lone wolf means just doing everything solo. Wrong. A Sigma female in savage mode isn't just a loner, she's a tactician. She knows when to stay in the shadows, when to strike, and most importantly, when to let her enemies destroy themselves. She no longer wastes energy fighting unnecessary battles. Why engage when she can manipulate the entire situation from a distance? Why argue when she can make her absence more powerful than any words? And the most dangerous part? No one sees it coming. Her silence isn't weakness, it's patience. Her lack of reaction isn't fear, it's calculation. And when she does make her move, it's flawless. This is why people underestimate her at their own risk. She's no longer just surviving, she's mastering the entire game. And by the time anyone realizes what she's done, she's already won. Number 2, she stops explaining, and that's when you should worry. A Sigma female doesn't waste words. She observes, processes, and strategizes. But when she finally stops explaining herself, that's the moment you should be worried, because by then, she's already made her move. Most people argue, debate, and over-explain. A Sigma female doesn't have that problem. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she doesn't need approval, validation, or anyone's permission to execute. At first, people don't notice the shift. They assume she's still listening, still considering their excuses, still weighing her options. But in reality, she's already detached. The mental calculations are done, the decision is final, and the execution has begun. By the time they realize she's no longer engaging, it's already too late. And here's the thing. She doesn't make announcements, no warnings, no final speeches, no dramatic exits, just silence. That's what unnerves people the most. They're used to seeing emotional reactions, fights, or desperate attempts to explain, but she gives them nothing. And in that emptiness, they realize they've lost her for good. So, if you ever find yourself on the receiving end of a Sigma female silence, understand this, you are no longer part of her equation. Because when she stops explaining, she's already 2 steps ahead, and there's nothing you can do to catch up. Number 3, she becomes the storm instead of just surviving it. A Sigma female is used to navigating chaos. She spent years adapting, staying quiet, and moving smart while the world around her raged. But when she goes full savage, she doesn't just survive the storm, she becomes it. Gone are the days of dodging obstacles and making herself small to avoid conflict. Now, she is the disruption, the force of change. When she moves, nothing stays the same. She no longer tiptoes around people's egos, hoping they'll do the right thing. If someone disrespects her, she doesn't just set a boundary, she enforces it like law. If a situation is unfair, she doesn't wait for it to fix itself. She tears it down and rebuilds it on her own terms. This is what shakes people. They were used to her being composed, watching from the sidelines, picking her battles carefully. Now, there are no battles, only victories. She dictates the terms, makes the rules, and anyone who underestimates her quickly realizes they were playing checkers while she was mastering chess. If she's been held back by a toxic environment, she burns the bridge and never looks back. If someone has taken her kindness for weakness, they get a front row seat to her power. If she has goals that once felt out of reach, she stops wishing and starts taking. There's no more waiting for the storm to pass. She is the storm, and everything in her path will either adapt or be swept away. So if you're a Sigma female, stop just enduring life. Stop adjusting to chaos. Start creating it. Be the force that reshapes your world, not the victim of someone else's. Number 4, she gives people exactly what they deserve. Nothing more, nothing less. A Sigma female has no time for entitlement, one-sided effort, or people who think they can just take without giving. When she goes full savage mode, she stops overcompensating. No more carrying relationships on her back. No more giving 110% while others give 10%. She adjusts her energy to match exactly what's being given. Nothing more, nothing less. This isn't pettiness, it's balance. If someone brings value, effort, and loyalty to her life, she reciprocates fully. She's not cold, she's fair. But if someone expects her to keep giving while they offer nothing in return, they'll find themselves getting absolutely nothing from her. This shift shakes people to their core. They're used to others over-explaining, over-giving, and bending over backward to keep them happy. They assume she'll do the same, but she won't. She doesn't reward mediocrity, inconsistency, or entitlement. If a friend only reaches out when they need something, she stops answering. If a coworker expects her to pick up their slack, she lets them fail. If a partner thinks love is about taking, not giving, she walks away permanently. She's not playing games or trying to prove a point. She's simply done funding other people's laziness, emotional immaturity, and lack of accountability. And here's the truth. This makes weak people furious. They'll call her cold, selfish, or too much. But deep down, they know the real reason they're upset. They can no longer use her. Strong people, however, respect it. They know mutual effort is the foundation of real connections. They admire her ability to set boundaries and expect nothing less than what she deserves. So, if you're a Sigma female, stop overgiving, stop explaining yourself, match people's energy, and let them feel the weight of their own actions. Fair is fair, and if they don't like it, that's their problem, not yours. Number 5, she becomes a relentless executor of her vision. A Sigma female doesn't wait for permission. She doesn't ask if her dreams are too big or tone down her ambition to make others feel comfortable. When she goes savage, she stops second-guessing herself and starts executing whatever she envisions, whether it's launching a business, making a major lifestyle shift, or cutting off dead weight. She does it without hesitation. There's no overthinking, no seeking validation, no waiting for the perfect moment. She just moves. This is what separates her from everyone else. Most people hesitate, get stuck in analysis paralysis, worried about what others will think, afraid of making mistakes. Not her. If she sees a better life for herself, she builds it. If she realizes her environment is slowing her down, she changes it. If she knows deep down that certain people are holding her back, she cuts them off without a second thought. She becomes relentless, focused, unstoppable. This kind of execution makes people uncomfortable. They don't understand how she can be so decisive, so bold, so unapologetic. But what they fail to realize is that she's done playing small. She has wasted enough time shrinking herself for the sake of others. Now she's claiming what's hers. And the best part? She doesn't announce it. There are no dramatic speeches, no warnings, no drawn-out explanations. She just starts moving differently. One day, she's in the same place as everyone else. The next, she's 10 steps ahead. New mindset, new habits, new standards. And when they finally look up and wonder how she did it, it's already too late to catch up. So, if you're a Sigma female, stop waiting, stop watering down your goals for people who will never match your drive. See the vision, execute the vision, and never look back. Number 6. She turns cold efficiency into a ruthless art form. A Sigma female does not tolerate waste of time, energy, or resources. If something isn't working, she doesn't sit around complaining or waiting for it to fix itself. She eliminates it coldly, efficiently, without hesitation. She moves with precision, cutting through inefficiency like a hot knife through butter. Whether it's a job that undervalues her, a relationship that drains her, or a system that no longer serves her, she dismantles it piece by piece until there's nothing left. And she does it all without second-guessing herself. If a workplace is disorganized and holding her back, she restructures it or leaves. If a friendship is filled with excuses and no real effort, she stops responding. If a relationship is built on stagnation instead of growth, she walks away permanently. There's no hesitation in her actions because she sees inefficiency for what it is, a slow, silent killer. It kills ambition, drains energy, and keeps people stuck in cycles of mediocrity. And that's unacceptable to her. She doesn't believe in dragging things out, hoping they'll improve. She makes the call, executes the decision, and moves forward. And here's the thing. It's brutal to watch people around her struggle to understand how she can be so decisive, so unaffected, so quick to remove what no longer serves her. But that's the difference between her and them. Where others get stuck in indecision, she acts. Where others stay in toxic environments, she leaves. Where others make excuses, she makes moves. And by the time they finally realize they should have done the same, she's already miles ahead. So, if you're a Sigma female, own this power. Be ruthless with your time. Cut out the unnecessary. Move with purpose because efficiency isn't just a skill. It's a weapon and you wield it flawlessly. Number 7. She becomes a ghost in the system. When a Sigma female decides to disappear, she does it with surgical precision. There's no drama, no warnings, no emotional goodbyes, just silence. One day, she's there engaging, responding, existing in someone's world. The next, she's a ghost. But this isn't just about walking away. It's about erasing herself from their reach entirely. No trace, no breadcrumbs, no way for them to pull her back in. She's not just physically gone. She's digitally, emotionally, and psychologically untouchable. She doesn't block out of anger. She blocks out of finality. No social media, no updates, no late-night messages that might make someone think they have a second chance. She removes herself so cleanly that they start questioning if she was even real. And here's the kicker, it's effortless for her. While others feel the need to announce their departure, she just vanishes. No explanations, no justifications, no closure. Because she knows the truth. Closure is a luxury, not a right. This is what makes her different from the rest. When most people leave, they still want to be seen, missed, chased. Not her. She doesn't want them wondering where she is. She wants them knowing they'll never find out. By the time they realize she's gone, she's already built a new life, a new mindset, a new level of peace they'll never have access to again. She is untouchable. So, if you're a Sigma female, never explain your absence. Never give them a trail to follow. When you disappear, do it completely because the greatest power is not just walking away. It's making sure they can never reach you again. Number 8. She becomes a ruthless protector of her energy. A Sigma female treats her energy like gold, rare, valuable, and not for just anyone. She doesn't waste it on pointless drama, needy people, or situations that drain her. The moment she senses someone pulling from her without giving back, she makes a cold, calculated decision. They have to go. And when she removes someone, it's swift, no long explanations, no emotional outbursts, just gone. One day, they have access to her. The next, they don't. They'll be left wondering what happened, scrambling for answers, trying to figure out what they did wrong. But she won't be there to explain because she doesn't owe them that. She's ruthless about this because she understands something most people don't. Energy is everything. It affects her mindset, her creativity, her peace. If someone constantly drains her, whether through negativity, manipulation, or sheer neediness, she refuses to stick around and suffer. She doesn't play games. She doesn't wait for people to change. She just walks away. And that's why she's unpredictable. People assume they have endless access to her. They assume she'll tolerate them, that she'll keep explaining herself, that she'll stay. But she won't. The second they become a liability to her well-being, she's gone and there's no coming back. Some will call her cold. Some will say she's heartless. But deep down, they know she was right to leave. She's not here to carry dead weight. She's not here to explain basic respect and balance to grown adults. She's here to protect her peace. And if that means cutting people off without a word, so be it. So, if you're a Sigma female, never feel guilty for removing energy vampires from your life. Your peace is your power. Protect it ruthlessly. Number 9. She destroys the concept of neediness in others. A Sigma female does not entertain neediness, not in friendships, not in relationships, not in any area of her life. If someone thinks they can cling to her, rely on her for constant validation, or use her as an emotional crutch, they're in for a harsh reality check. She doesn't believe in enabling weakness. She believes in self-sufficiency. So, when someone leans on her too much, expects her to carry their burdens, make their decisions, or fix their problems, she doesn't argue or complain. She just pulls away. No long speeches, no endless advice, just distance. And that's when the panic sets in. The person who depended on her emotionally suddenly feels the cold of her absence. The one who relied on her financially realizes there are no more handouts. The one who expected her to be their therapist sees that she's no longer available. She's not cruel. She's teaching a lesson. Her actions say, stand on your own. Find your own strength. Solve your own problems. And the ones who refuse to grow, they fall behind. This is why weak people struggle with her. They think she's cold because she doesn't indulge their excuses. They think she's heartless because she won't play the role of savior. But the truth is, she wants people to be strong, not dependent. If someone is truly struggling and trying to grow, she'll support them. But if they're just looking for an easy way out, she will remove herself from the equation. And the best part? They never see it coming. One moment, they feel secure in their dependency. The next, they're left to figure it out on their own. So if you're a Sigma female, never let people anchor themselves to you. Push them to be independent. Let them rise or let them fall, but never let them drag you down with them. Number 10. She moves in a way no one sees coming. A Sigma female doesn't announce her next move. She doesn't warn, explain, or give people the luxury of seeing what's coming. She just moves. And by the time anyone realizes what happened, she's already miles ahead, untouchable and completely out of reach. Her savage mode isn't about making a scene. There's no dramatic exit, no heated arguments, no need for validation. She doesn't need an audience. While others are busy talking, threatening, or seeking approval, she's already pulling the trigger on decisions that will change everything. One day, she's there listening, observing, playing along. The next, she's gone. That friendship she outgrew? Over. That job that no longer serves her? Quit. That toxic relationship? Left without a second thought. And what's most brutal about it? No warnings. People are left confused, scrambling for answers, wondering what they missed. But they didn't miss anything. She just stopped explaining herself. This is why she's unpredictable. No one ever really knows what she's thinking. They assume she's staying, tolerating, accepting, but in reality, she's already planned her next step. While they were underestimating her, she was preparing her escape, her upgrade, her next level. And when they finally realize it's too late, she doesn't come back. She doesn't second guess. She doesn't give closure to people who didn't deserve her in the first place. She moves on without hesitation. So, if you're a Sigma female, own this power. Move in silence. Keep your plans to yourself. Let them think you're standing still when, in reality, you're building an exit so smooth they won't even see the dust you leave behind. Number 11. She exposes hypocrites without breaking a sweat. A Sigma female doesn't need to argue, raise her voice, or go on long rants to expose a hypocrite. She does it effortlessly, with nothing but pure logic, sharp observation, and a well-timed response that leaves people absolutely speechless. She listens, she watches, she mentally records every contradiction, every fake promise, every moment when actions and words don't line up. And when the time is right, she delivers a single, devastating truth that forces people to confront their own lies. No drama, no theatrics, just cold, undeniable facts. The best part? She never goes looking for these moments. They come straight to her. Hypocrites always expose themselves eventually, thinking no one will notice. But a Sigma female notices everything. She catches the so-called honest person twisting their story. She watches the loyal one being two-faced. She hears the humble one bragging the moment they think no one's watching. And when she speaks, oh, it's over. She doesn't attack. She simply asks the right question at the right time. A single, perfectly placed sentence can unravel someone's entire web of lies. They stutter, they get defensive. They try to change the subject, but it's too late. She's already seen through them. This is why fake people fear her. They know she's not easily fooled. They know she won't pretend not to notice. And they know that if they slip up, she won't need to argue or prove a point. She'll just expose the truth and walk away. So, if you're a Sigma female, never doubt this ability. The world is full of people who talk big, but act small. Let them talk. Watch. Wait. And when the time comes, drop the truth so smoothly that they have no choice but to face it. The unstoppable force of a Sigma female in savage mode. Here's the truth. When a Sigma female goes full savage mode, there's no stopping her. She doesn't just set boundaries, she enforces them. She doesn't just level up. She ascends so high that past versions of herself become unrecognizable. And most importantly, she doesn't waste time proving herself to anyone. She lets her results do the talking. Some people will call her cold. Others will say she's ruthless. Good. That means she's done making herself small to keep others comfortable. That means she's moving with precision, cutting dead weight, and building a life that actually serves her. No guilt, no hesitation, no apologies. And if you're a Sigma female, this is your reminder. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You don't have to justify why you walked away, why you stopped answering calls, or why you completely reinvented your life. You're not here to be understood. You're here to evolve. So if you've ever felt misunderstood, undervalued, or taken advantage of, this is your sign to step into your power. Cut the ties that no longer serve you. Move in silence. Let them wonder what happened while you build something unstoppable. Because a Sigma female in savage mode doesn't just survive, she dominates. Watch the full video to see exactly why the world fears a Sigma female at her strongest. Thank you for watching, spicy ladies, and God bless you.